devoted, what's the catch? At night and in the daytime, I always seem to wonder where you are, my crying angel. And I can't help you, I don't know you well enough. I've gotta watch it when you cry. Your secret's safe, don't worry that you said too much. I'll keep it locked in my goodbye. At night and in the daytime, I always seem to wonder where you are, my crying angel. 'Cause when the dawn is calling, I brace myself for losing everything upon the sunrise. I didn't think that this would last. Daytime, I always seem to wonder where you are, my crying angel. 'Cause when the dawn is calling, I brace myself for losing everything upon the sunrise. I didn't think that this would last. I didn't think that this would last. At night and in the daytime, I always seem to wonder where you are, my crying angel. 'Cause when the dawn is calling, I brace myself for losing everything upon the sunrise. You're still my angel.
What's up, chat? How's it going? Trying to start a couple minutes early. Oh, I scared you. I do like this mix a lot. There don't seem to be enough Puyo remixes, but I might just not know where to look. We're going to Pooh Land. Winnie-the-Pooh based iteration of Puyo Puyo called Puyo Puyo. I don't know how much that reads. Winnie-the-Puyo, maybe? Winnie-the-Puyo Puyo. Winnie the Excrement. So I don't know how many of you are in the Discord. I know at least a couple of you are. But the story here is that my my mutual friend of the channel, Ryan Silverman, game developer, made this little Winnie-the-Pooh platformer. It's nice enough to send me a code, so it's probably going to be a pretty short stream. This is all I have lined up for tonight. Yeah, I think we can just get right into it. But first we have to look at the void. Then we can get right into it. Also, I lied through my teeth when I said I was posting a stream schedule, but I just made one, so I will post it after the stream tonight. You'll add more to the itinerary? Oh no, but I have plans after. I have plans with Daro and AJ after this. Fuck, I'm gonna have to cancel on them, huh? Depending on how the Daro and AJ plans go, it might be something that you get to hear on the Patreon, but I'm not sure yet. Ooh, you cannot see chat. It's too white. It's too white. Let me see if I can make it so the chat is visible. Give you guys a little breathing room there. In the void. Should have chat box graphic. You'll remove things from the itinerary so I can still do... Oh, okay, thank you. Appreciate that. This is why you should set up your stream overlays before you stream, generally. I'm gonna shrink you down, chat. It would be just tiny. Well, do I want you tiny, though, or do I want you visible in Bodland? I might want you visible in Bodland. I just don't want to make the game too small. But it's probably alright. Darn, if I was really thinking ahead, I would have added a nice background here. Here, what if we do something? Something like that should work. It's a little dark in the void back there. Choppy mic. My mic's doing something strange. Ugh. Well, it's not a Johnny stream without technical difficulties. Let's diagnose. Hello? 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 Ryanosuke? What is going on? It's kind of like I'm doubled, yeah. I can hear what you mean. It's sort of like I'm double. And I'm too low in volume. Okay. Here. Let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna unplug the interface for a second. Oh, there we go. But now my game audio is dead. Or did I break the game entirely? Oh no, it's just... Okay, here, I'm gonna reboot the game. Does my mic sound better? Now I'm good? The game was too loud? Okay. Don't mind this. It's important for research. Did you see that? He hopped. He hopped for honey. It sounds better, but it's still a bit weird. Okay, here. I'm gonna try some stuff. And if we can't figure it out, then we can't figure it out. But it might be one of the filters I have on it. Kinda crunchy. Sounds bad to me. Okay, give me a second. Hello. Hello. What is going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? What? Oh, wait, what if that might be part of it? Far away, crunchy. Interesting. Oh, I sound better now? I turned my fan off. I'm gonna throw a little gain on it just from OBS so I don't have to, like... I'm listening to myself right now, which is why I'm talking weird. I'm gonna throw some gain on it. Wait, what the hell? Doubling effect might... Oh no, I doubled right now because I'm monitoring and I have the desktop audio playing, I see. How about now? How's this? Is this anything? Great, so normal? Awesome? Wow. Glowing praise. Now, because I didn't do any stream setup, we're not actually starting early. We're starting a little late because I wanna throw some kind of background on this thing. I don't have any Winnie-the-Pooh backgrounds. But let's see if we can jack a background from something. Just real quick, get ourselves a little background. What do I have in my stream folder? Do I have any fun backgrounds we could use here? Wait, where'd she go? What the fuck? Oh. Can I? How bad does this look if I just... Okay, it looks pretty bad. That's not gonna work. I'll just do something generic. There, now it feels a little bit less like we're in the void. I can crop this in a little bit. Probably expand it too. Now that I know exactly what the game window is. You don't have a single happy green grass field background? I probably do in like a video editing folder. But let me try to give you something here. I'm gonna try something very clever and original. the likes of which no one has ever done before. Maybe. Maybe? Where did it go? I thought I just saved it to my downloads folder. Fuck, God damn it. Okay, hang on. How's this? Feel at home? Pipeline Punch is alright. I'm more of a Mango Loco guy, though. I've been having the, what the fuck is the grape one called? I try to restrict myself to one energy drink a week, but I have indulged at various levels at various points. Voodoo Grape. Voodoo Grape is pretty fucking good. Anyway. I have the same rule? No, for real. I almost broke it last week, but I think the older I get, the less I think that would be ever a good idea for me to do. Alright. Once upon a time, a young boy named Christopher Robin wanted to do something special for his animal friends. He's getting ready to host the annual Honey Festival. It's a marvelous feast for the ages, not to mention sweet. Unfortunately, his best friend, Winnie-the-Pooh, already helped himself to all the honey. How in character. "Oh, dear me," Winnie said. "Did I do it again?" A donkey named Eeyore snarked at the scene. "Way to go, asshole. Now we don't have honey for the festival." Though Christopher Robin loves his friends, he did agree on one thing. "Winnie, we can't have the honey festival if we don't have honey for it." A wise owl named Owl chimed in on the dilemma to offer a solution. "We could theme the festival after something else that is delicious," Owl suggested. Winnie-the-Pooh leaped up and decided to set things right. Now, friends, we can still have the honey festival soon." "I will adventure off into the 100-acre wood to find all the honey we need," Winnie explained. "I have a nose for these things, so I will find enough honey to make the festival even better than planned." I don't know why he's almost British, but I guess... Isn't Winnie-the-Pooh technically a British character? Was A.A. Milne British? "You also have the stomach for these things," Eeyore remarked. A tiny piglet named Piglet walked up to Eeyore to defend Winnie-the-Pooh. "Come on, guys. Winnie may be impulsive, but his heart is always in the right place. I'm confident he will save the honey festival." Without many other options, Christopher Robin and the animals bidded Winnie farewell as he embarked on his quest, from which he would never return. That's true, he is pretty British. Is that the 90s cartoon, Andrew? The New Adventures of Winnie-the-Pooh, I believe it's called? We're counting on you, Winnie. I used to watch quite a bit of that, but yeah. No, I think you're right, because I remember... I think Winnie-the-Pooh sounds mostly the same, but I think Christopher Robin sounds more American. That's a great opening, Andrew. Have you heard the version of that opening that has fucking Jim Cummings singing it? "Gonna be a friend of mine." Before he can return to the honey festival, Winnie needs to gather up 10 honey jars and 10 honey sticks. Good luck and have fun scavenging. Dude, Pooh lore? I used to be really into Winnie-the-Pooh when I was a kid, so I could probably... Oh, this is like the world map, okay. I could probably tell you all sorts of Winnie-the-Pooh lore. We could do a Winnie-the-Pooh lore stream. This is super cute. I love his little jumping animation quite a bit. Okay, so I did look at the tutorial a bit before stream. And from what I understand, we can get tomatoes to throw. Oh my god, we can kill! Oh my god, he's teabagging him! Okay, don't touch the fire. I like the honey-covered nachos. Who has made a lot of people upset, so there's motive against him. I feel like if Winnie-the-Pooh... Can you imagine if Winnie-the-Pooh as a franchise went sort of the SpongeBob direction, where there's, like, the people who are irritated with Pooh or, like, slightly dislike him start, like, actually actively wanting him dead? Oh, there's a wall jump. That's right. He sticks to walls, probably with his fucking sticky-ass honey paws. Oh. Ooh, he is heavy. Probably pretty befitting of Pooh. This is very cute. Oh, you can just hold the swim button now. No, but there have been times where characters lose some of their stuff and fluff. That's true. Do people want SpongeBob dead? There is an episode where Mrs. Puff actively tries to get SpongeBob killed in one of the later seasons. And I think literally toward the end of the episode she says, "Why are you still alive?" It's not good. I will stick up for more SpongeBob than a lot of people will. As far as... This is a huge-ass bird. As far as, the later seasons go, but there is a lot of stuff I really don't like. That's true, in Sponge Out of Water, the whole town wants him dead. They do literally try to sacrifice him. Although, I actually really like Sponge Out of Water, so maybe, you know, wanting SpongeBob dead's not necessarily a deal breaker. I do like that the birds just kind of... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I do like the birds just kind of chilling around. Oh, that's also true, Andrew. Wetted Wilds. We need to get this sponge out of our damn water. That's what they did. They launched him into the sun. I missed a honey stick. Oh. You think it's gonna make me go back? Like there's a gate? Cookies look like Dragon Ball. Oh, you're starting to sound like Emily when I play Sonic and I don't get all the rings. Okay, well here's a honey stick. I can go back. I can go back. Oh yeah, Gyp Tank. I don't mind that episode for the most part, but yeah, Patrick specifically is like, oh yeah, well everyone needs a fucking day away from your annoying ass, and it's like, Patrick, this is like season 6, you suck even more. Oh man. Just out of reach. Yeah, this control's real nice. It's cute. It's fun. I'm having a good time with this. I haven't actually played any of Ryan's games before, but I like this one. I believe this is on, I mean, I'm playing this on Steam. I believe it's on itch and on Steam. So if you'd like to check it out, would recommend. I actually did not check the price, but I believe it's rather cheap. I'll check after this. Not that, you know, I want to be like, damn, fucking game cost, but like, you know. I got a code. I'm willing to do a little shilling. We do a little shilling. Hey, a honey stick. Fuck, I missed another one. Winnie, you son of a bitch. Johnny's a fucking sellout. I did see people, there was at least one person who said that about me when I did a first impressions video on a certain video game, and I gave it positive marks even though it has problems. It was pretty funny, to see someone being like, yeah, YouTuber like is a kind of a goddamn shill. Thought that was funny. I never watched that one, Trashy. Is that, as insufferable as it sounds? He does walk really daintily. Look at him go. He's kind of like Naruto running, but he's only walking. I'll tell you what, chat. I'll circle back around toward the end of the stream to try to get the honey sticks I missed, okay? Naruto strutting, exactly. You have Final Fantasy X-2 movement. I don't remember the episode being that bad, but I also haven't watched it in a while. Oh, that's right, I was talking about SPOB. I've been thinking about SPOB a lot lately for reasons. Something I genuinely want to do, because I've been working on more videos, with, not to spoil anything, but I've been working on more videos with little interview segments. Okay, I gotta be careful around that guy. Where I try to, you know, like, get in touch with people responsible for the thing I'm talking about. And genuinely, I think one of my biggest, like, wishes for such an interview segment, one of my most pie-in-the-sky things, and this is not a specific thing, but just kind of a general thing that I think would be interesting to do a video about, and to talk to those in the know. What is this thing? What's he thinking about? Oh! He's thinking about hurting me. Stephen Hawking interview on the channel tomorrow. Isn't Stephen Hawking dead? I killed him. It was me. I forgot the SpongeBob guy's name. He is also dead. Turtle. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna lose the game because I'm talking about SPOB! I made Winnie sad. What the fuck is wrong with me? That's what's gonna make it so impressive. So, Mr. Hillenberg, what do you think of the newer seasons of SpongeBob? Thank you for your time. No, I was gonna say, one of my pie-in-the-sky things is I think it would be fascinating to talk to some of the folks who worked on the 4th season of SpongeBob. That was right after the first movie. And there's a lot of staff changeover. Just because I want to know what the hell that was like. Because that season is very weird and interesting. And I personally like it quite a bit. I think it's a fascinating season of television, and there's some pretty good episodes in it, but it's unusual, and it cannot have been an enviable task to try to follow up the first 3 seasons with half the original writing staff gone. That'd be pretty good, Luna. I shouldn't even ask him, like, any interesting questions. It should all be, like, really basic shit. Like, so, how'd you come up with SpongeBob? Okay, I got all 3 of the honey sticks that time, so you guys can't yell at me. The fuck, I didn't come to see baby sensory games? Well, I died once, so this is actually an adult sensory game. Did a similar thing happen to Powerpuff Girls Season 4? I'm not as familiar. I haven't watched as much of Powerpuff Girls as I have SpongeBob. I was very, very obsessed with SpongeBob. Pooh is for all ages, and I resent you referring to him as a baby sensory character. The honey sticks actually unlock the bad ending. You have to get none of the honey sticks so as to, I don't know. What would the bad ending be from getting all the honey sticks? Winnie eats all the honey again, and his friends fucking hate him? Oh my god. I don't think Developer likes Gopher very much. Well, it's funny now that I think of it, because Gopher, if I'm recalling, is a Disney original character and therefore isn't public domain, so... that would explain why Gopher is not amongst Pooh's friends here. Actually, yeah, Gopher's whole joke in the first thing he appears in, I forget what it is just that he's not in the book. Like, he keeps saying, I'm not in the book. Which is pretty funny. 2011 movie, wholly forgot him. Yeah, he's in the 90s cartoon. I never watched that live-action Christopher Robin movie that came out a couple years ago. Was that any good? I haven't watched the 2011 movie either, but I do hear that that's quite good. I did. It's okay. SpongeBob stays on the rotation. I have so much of SpongeBob just committed to memory, too. But yeah. Powerpuff Girls Season 4 is weird. It switches between cell and digital animation. It was cut a bit short due to production of the movie. I forgot about the movie. I gotta rewatch that fucking movie. That movie is... I remember that being, like, wild. Like, it's an oddly... Wait a minute. How do I do that? Why is Pooh hurting these creatures just for being slightly in the way? It matters not to him. Pooh hates the lower class. How do I do that? SpongeBob. I was gonna say I remember the Powerpuff Girls movie being weirdly dark. Like, not that Powerpuff Girls is a show... How do I get up there? Is a show devoid of darkness. But the movie I remember being, like kind of crazy dark. In a way that, at the time, I was mixed on, but I think I would really like now. Yeah, no, it's a good origin story. I know that movie kind of, like, bombed commercially at the time, but it's a good movie. Looks like you're tiger knee inputting for the parachute. God. What even is the tiger knee input? I'm playing this on a keyboard, so I'm trying to do, like, a Z on the keyboard. Why did that work? Why did that work? What do you mean? What do you mean Z inputting is working? Oh, a Gyp Tank. That's part of why I love the first Pokemon movie. And to a degree, the third Pokemon movie. It's not as dark as the first one, I don't think. Winnie-the-Pooh input took. I don't know, I like when cartoons that are usually pretty light get a little dark or morbid. SpongeBob has a really interesting history with that because, I think when SpongeBob decides to go for, like, dark, morbid, like, borderline, like, black comedy, I think it's extremely hit or miss. I'd argue the third is darker. In a way, I don't think they linger on the dark parts of it as much, though. I think it's darker if you think about it. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? I'm enjoying the game so far. It feels quite nice. Chad is yelling at me because I didn't get all the honey sticks in the first two levels, though. Especially because of the cut content. Yeah, I think if they retained the mother died instead of, oh, the mom is gone, but at the end of the movie you see her, I think it probably would have been darker. I mean, if... What's his fucking name? Takeshi Shudo had his way, all of the Pokemon movies probably would have been pretty fucking dark. I think the first and the third ones are easily the darkest. I guess in some of them, in Heroes, Latios fucking dies, so that's pretty dark, but... weirdly, actually, we're talking about children's franchises having oddly dark movies. Some of the Winnie-the-Pooh movies, I'm not gonna say they're like, you know, they're not like fucking Requiem for a Dream or anything, but some of the Winnie-the-Pooh movies are darker than you'd think they would be, with an odd level of regularity. The Tigger movie, Piglet's Big Movie, not so much. But then there's the, what's the fucking one where they go into the cave? And it ends on the note of, like, well, Christopher Robin's gonna forget all of us eventually. He didn't now, but it will come. The day will come. And it's just like, oh, Pooh's Grand Adventure, I think? Yeah. Pooh's Grand Adventure, I remember, was kind of, like, uncomfortable for me to watch as a child, which was funny. I always liked the Tigger and Piglet movies, though. I had those on VHS. A movie about mortality? Oh, bother. Okay. So we can get this nacho. It's reminding me of the fucking, I think the shorts might have just been called Nacho Bear. Do you guys remember on, like, I think it was on Boomerang, they had these Cartoon Network wedgies about a bear trying to get a fucking nacho? How do I get that? Can I climb along the top there, maybe? Nope. I wonder if I gotta use the parachute. Grab the turtle? I don't... Oh, I can throw tomatoes. That's right. I forgot that from the tutorial. Oh, the parachutes are an expendable resource. I see now. So I think it probably is that you're supposed to get the parachute, but alas. Knowing about the tomatoes is going to help me a lot, though. I went through the tutorial, but I totally blanked out and forgot about them. I think I saw that as well, Demi, or at least I've heard people talk about it. That rings a strong bell. Is Piglet's Big Movie anything like its licensed game that went viral like a year ago for being creepy? Not, from my recollection, not really. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but it's a lot of, I remember it just being a lot of, like, adapted stories from the book. Because I think that the bit with Piglet's Big Movie is just Piglet feels sad because... You missed it, I know. Piglet feels sad because he thinks people view him as, like, small or insignificant or incapable of doing big things. But then there ends up being a lot of, like, backstory, and it's like, oh, wait, no, I love my friends, and they do appreciate me. It's sort of like the Tigger movie, but without the existential dread as much. But it's similar. It's cut from a similar cloth to the Tigger movie. It's just, I would characterize it as not as dark. Chat, I'm telling you, I will go back to the levels toward the end of stream so as to make up for my fuck-ups. It'll be cool, it'll be awesome. It looks like Dogman. Yeah, there is a little bit of Dogman going on with the art style. I hadn't thought of it, but I could see it. It would be so awesome. It would be so cool. I can't shake, there's a post that just posted, like, the Koopa, but said it would be so awful, it would be so cruel, and that hasn't left my mind. The tomatoes are kind of a game changer, I'm not gonna lie. I've heard the Teen Titans Go movie is really good, and literally the only two things I know about it are that song and the fucking scene where, I forget why they do it exactly, but they, like, go back in time and kill Batman's parents. Which is such, like, an insane thing. But it's really fucking funny. Yeah, no, I love the Captain Underpants books, too. Whoop. Oh, there's a spring down there. Okay. The Pooh sprite reminds me of Heathcliff. I could kind of see it. Because it's my movie, my superhero movie. Teen Titans Go is funny occasionally. And I haven't watched a lot of it, so there's probably plenty of good episodes, but... Now, from the episodes I've seen, a couple of them are kind of funny. I'd watched the movie, I'd enjoyed it plenty. Yeah, the show seems like it's kind of hit or miss. But yeah, no, again, I've heard the movie is very solid. Whoa! A hypothetical character that is to Pooh as Heathcliff is to Garfield. I don't know why I almost said, not Baby Bear, that's the Sesame Street character, but maybe Baby Bear is... What's the name of that fucking animated bear that was on all the goddamn toothpaste commercials? Dude, the 100 Acre Woods are terrifying. Little Bear. That's right, not Baby Bear. Again, Baby Bear is the Sesame Street Muppet. Yeah, Andrew, I think that's part of it, is the show often feels like it's making fun of specific things, and I think it works better when they have, you know... Pretty fast. It works better depending upon what the target is, but again, I haven't seen a lot of the show, so that could just be, speculation. I know Fallout Boy was on Teen Titans Go once. I don't exactly know why that happened, but I do know that it did happen. The author of the Hunger Games wrote episodes on Little Bear. That's kind of fascinating. I always like odd little connections such as that. I too wish I could get paid to do whatever. Look, the hunting festival is very important. Oh shit. It's true, though. Time is of the essence. He cannot tolerate all the dillying. Oh my god. Whoa. He cannot tolerate the dillying and or dallying of any creature that should stand in his way. Is the minecart scene in Pooh's Grand Adventure? Or am I thinking of just like a random episode of New Adventures? You know what episode of New Adventures is really stuck in my mind, partially because I think I had a book about it, is the one where they have, like, the, I don't even remember what the fuck it is. It's this, like, large gloop thing. I don't know how to describe it. The one where Rabbit takes care of the baby bird is really cute. What the fuck is her name? Tessa? It's something like Tessa. Oh, shit. Oh, it's the Four Seasons. Yeah, the public domain horror movie thing is whatever, because it's like, of course, people are going to do something like that, but it's also like it is a net positive to have things like this in the public domain. And I think that gets obfuscated a lot, because stuff like the horror movies are more attention-grabbing. Not to say, like, ooh, horror movies based on historically, like, wholesome properties are inherently, like, or, you know, like, bad or low effort, but... You know, like, that's what gets the attention. Bad public domain movies are harmless. Yeah. But yeah, again, like, having stuff like this, or like, the Steamboat Willie, version of Mickey Mouse in the public domain are only a net positive. Because people can do horror movies, but they can also do, like, whatever the fuck they want. That's true too, Demi. A lot of the other like big attention grabbing. I really love mini sprites. A lot of the like big attention grabbing stuff people could do with properties like this will inherently take time. Oh god, I don't have any parachutes. Oh, okay. No, we're good. Whoa! I know it's a different character, Ryan, but chat was saying that you must hate Gopher because Winnie is killing those Gopher Badger-looking dudes. Oh, yes, fly trap. And that amused me. When he felt like putty to draw, he's such a blob. Yeah, no, I mean, I think he seems fun just because, I don't know. He's a fun shape. He's a little, I guess the opposite of Mickey Mouse, actually, because Mickey Mouse is very, like, limber and, rubber-limbed. But Pooh is kind of amorphous. I was gonna say also, a thing that I think people need to keep in mind with the public domain stuff is, I think projects are gonna be, you know, probably a lot more expansive and able to achieve more as more time passes and more aspects of each property become public domain. Because, like with Winnie-the-Pooh, people are like, oh, fucking Winnie-the-Pooh's public domain. And it's like, yeah, the books are. The Disney stuff I don't think is. And certainly not a ton of the memorable shit that they created for it. And it's similar with Winnie-the-Pooh. It's like, yeah, Mickey, or not, we're talking about Winnie-the-Pooh, with Mickey Mouse. It's like, Mickey Mouse is public domain, but, like, that one iteration is, and, like, Goofy's not, or, like, Minnie, or all these other characters, right? Walking animation reminds me of Pac-Land. I should play Pac-Land on stream sometime. I have grown to actually really like Pac-Land, although I'm not amazing at it. And I hope maybe one day I can start liking more of the 80s Pac-Man arcade games, because I feel pretty mixed on most of them right now. I like Pac and Pal. I like Ms. Pac-Man. I like Pac-Land and Pac-Mania. I don't like Super Pac-Man. Junior Pac-Man seems like kind of a mess. I haven't played a lot of the other GCC ones. Or not GCC, rather, Midway ones. But yeah, I don't know. Super Pac-Man is a little complicated for me. Pac and Pal, I think I like, but I need to get a little bit of a better handle on. I do really wish things became public domain a little bit faster. Because it's like, damn. Winnie-the-Pooh and Mickey Mouse probably should have been public domain ages ago. I gotta fool around with stuff in the public domain at some point, just because I think it's interesting. I know, I listened to a musician called Sydney Gish, who did some stuff like that on her album, first album, where she would find old-ass public domain records, and sample them. And yeah, I mean, shit like that is really cool. I like doing that. I gotta look more into stuff like that. I think stuff should become public domain at the very least when the original creator or creators have passed away, if not before that. It is goopy. That's exactly what it is. Because Pac-Land is really obtuse the first time you play it. Partially because, if I'm remembering correctly, the original arcade version and most of the ports, it switches how you would think it would be, where the button makes you run and the control stick makes you jump, and I don't know why they did it like that. I guess in the arcade it would be a joystick, but you get my point. But that's one of the weird things, and then there's the weird, like, hover jump thing. It's an odd game, particularly from a modern perspective, but I think once you get into it, it's pretty fun. I can get more height if I push. Wouldn't it be unfair to lose ownership of your creation? That's kind of true, yeah. Maybe it should just be limited to after the creators pass away. Or, you know, 50 years instead of, like, what is it now, like fucking 100 years? Alright, you have a good night, Andrew. I think my issue with the way... It's less with the way people use public domain stuff and more just with the way things get publicized. Because I think for every... You know, like, ooh, we made a fucking Winnie-the-Pooh horror movie. There are plenty of interesting uses of public domain material that just aren't going to get clicks. Again, like the use of public domain records, because no one probably gives a shit about those records, you know? That's true, Demi. I think there's probably quite a bit of nuance to public domain law. Also, trademarks can't impede on an active trademark. That's true. I don't know exactly how those work. I suppose there is, you know, accounting for things like satire or parody, while a trademark is still active, but, I think things can get a little obtuse every now and again, just because, what is, you know, viewed as derivative can be a little up in the air. I think this is particularly an issue with music. Because there are only so many... I really like making you do this. There are only, like, so many, like, chord progressions and melodies you can make on a traditional Western, you know, scale. And so I think sometimes people will get into the... and I'm not talking about the legal side of it exactly just yet, but I probably will. People will get into the habit of, you know, like, noticing that two songs sound similar for whatever reason. And it'll be like, oh, they got this from there, or this is a ripoff. And it's like, that's not always true. Sometimes it's like there is a definite inspiration, but that doesn't mean everything with a similar melody or chord progression is inherently plagiarism. A lot of legal cases around that are very irritating to me, particularly the ones in which the rights holder for the, you know, piece of music perceived as the original one wins can sometimes be annoying, because it's like, that's not a rip-off, right? Like, and it sucks sometimes because, it means that I have to defend musicians whom I don't like, but, for example, there was the Blurred Lines lawsuit, where Marvin Gaye's estate sued Robin Thicke. I believe it was because they viewed Blurred Lines as being similar to What's Going On? I forget what Marvin Gaye song it was. But I believe they won that case, and now that song has an attributed writing credit to Marvin Gaye, even though I don't think it qualifies as a ripoff exactly. But there's a little nuance, I suppose. Or, Olivia Rodrigo, Good For You, and Paramore's Misery Business as well, even though there's like a million songs that sound like that. Or, say... I don't know if I can defend Vanilla Ice. I think the bass line in Ice Ice Baby is a pretty clear rip of Under Pressure, particularly because the rest of the arrangement also has the same flourishes. But I don't know. There are only so many sounds. So sad we're missing Vital Pooh action. I suppose that's what VODs are for. Is if you miss out on Vital Pooh Bear action. What's the story with the music, Ryan? I like the music. The music which you will get sued for because it uses existing chord progressions. As does every piece of music. Yeah, the My Sweet Lord one is fucking hilarious. Because I believe in court, too, there was something where the Chiffon's lawyer said something like, to George Harrison, like, well, we like both songs. And George Harrison was like, aren't you saying they're the same song, though? He was very mad about it. Which, you know, fair. I know a lot of artists will just preemptively attribute extra writing credits onto their songs now just to avoid such a fate. It's like, oh yeah, it counts as an interpolation even though it's not technically or intentionally one, just because it's similar enough that we don't want to get sued. Like, there was a Regret song that had a Julian Casablancas writing credit because it sounded a little bit like Last Night by The Strokes. I think Weezer's done that a couple times. I believe there's a Billy Joel writing credit on one of their songs just because it sounds a bit like, I don't even remember which Billy Joel song, but... You know, that's not an unheard of thing now. People want to be careful. Want to run their music through legal a little bit. Music is by my friend Alex Lyons. For this one, I wanted to have him go for 2000s kids music PC vibes. Well, mission accomplished. I'm very much digging the specific MIDI instruments that he used here. I didn't know that, Demi. Hello, tree. Get fucked, fly. So says Winnie-the-Pooh. Eminem's The Lost Formulas is a crazy pull, but I respect it. I forget, was that a PC game? I've learned at some point in history about most of the Eminem's games, but it's kind of hard for me to parse them because I haven't played, I don't think, any of them. Winnie-the-Pooh's not fucking around anymore. I have obviously played Pac-Man World 2. And 1. But not 3. Oh, okay, yeah, it's similar to the, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, fucking real Demi, actually. Those are more games that I haven't, like, I don't think I've played any of those directly, but I used to frequent, Mario Fan Games Galaxy, so I've passed by a few of them, if we're thinking of the same thing. A lot of this is in, like, the deep recesses of my brain, so I might be off. Hey. Fuckface. See, I'm kind of doing the thing now. I'm making Winnie-the-Pooh swear and be edgy. Hehe. What do the other, like, what do the fucking Disney Winnie-the-Pooh games even play like? Because I know there are, like, point-and-click ones on the PC. I know there's that Piglet horror game. I had, at one point, I ended up giving it to my friend Will, but I had a game called Tigger's Honey Hunt for the Nintendo 64, which is like an EC, early childhood kind of game. But I'm curious if there's any Winnie-the-Pooh games from Disney, man, where he's in, like, any type of danger. I want to do more of that, Ryan. I did that with a fan game, I believe, that was called Super Mario Brothers Dimensions? I think it is. It was the deluxe version. It's a game where, it's sort of like a faux sequel to Mario 3, and you have a ghost friend named Poulter, and you can warp between two different, worlds, a la Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. And they do some platforming gimmicks with that, and I actually played that to completion, and it was quite fun. I missed that Diana video a lot. Oh, is that the one about, that one fucking game? The Mario, I remember Octopus's Garden is in that video. I don't remember what the fuck the game is called, but I know what you're talking about. That's a good one. I'm looking forward to whatever Diana does make next, whether it's a remake or an entirely new video, because she makes baller fucking videos, and that Wario Land video remake was great. Mushroom Pancake / Mario Grows a Beard. Yeah, I missed that. Thank you. Okay, let's not kill Winnie this time if we can at all help it. Don't burn your ass, Pooh Bear. Ow. I'm trying to tomato this freak beforehand so I don't have to worry as much. I'm paranoid of the bees now. Let's fucking... Ow, shit! There. Get the next one if we can. Damn. Damn. I keep missing. I gotta do it when he's, like, in front of that platform. Yeah. Okay, I'm wasting all of my tomatoes. Like, I gotta remember that I can jump on dudes, too. Her mother video is a masterpiece. I always well up at the John Lennon section. Fuck, I don't think I ever got to watch that one. Mother, the game series, is named after the John Lennon song Mother? I don't know if I put that together. That's a fucking amazing song, by the way. Okay, don't jump on the bees. That whole album, the Plastic Ono Band album, that's John Lennon's first solo album, that's a great album. Half of it is just him fucking screaming about his childhood trauma, and it's wonderful. It's very, very good. I haven't listened to all his solo work, but that's easily my favorite thing I've heard him do outside of the Beatles. This bee is the most powerful thing in the world. Great life advice. I wish I'd learned it sooner. Well, we all have to get wiser over time. And maybe now I am wiser. Who is to say? Ryan, what do the anchors do? I don't think I figured that out. It might have been in the tutorial, but I think I missed it. Down in the air? Oh, does it make him fall fast? Yeah, okay, I see. That makes sense. Ouch. Ah. Yeah, no, I think this art style is rather befitting of the boy. It's so satisfying. I'm improving, chat. I'm getting better. Good for killing enemies that are hard to kill otherwise. Ah, precision. Okay, none more of that bee shit. Ow. Chat, if I make it past that B segment and I immediately kick it to something dumb, I'm gonna be very sad. Oh no, another one. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, that could have been very bad. Alright, chat, are you ready to explore the sea? He's a good swimmer. I suppose he is a pair. I'd like to be under the sea. Bears aren't meant to be in the sea. They catch fish, though. I guess they don't usually swim when they do that, but aren't bears good swimmers? Isn't that like a thing? It's under the impression that was a thing. We could be warm below the storm in a little hideaway beneath the waves. Yeah, fuck John's solo albums. Gotta get people into Ringo. You guys heard the No No song? That's what music should fucking be, dude. We could be so happy with me. No one here to tell us what to do. Yeah, sea bears, that's true, Ryan. Or a gyp tank, rather. Alright, you have a good night, Trashy. Thank you for stopping by. It's me, Ringo Starr. This is not what he sounds like. You love my drumming, do you love my songs too? Do you like the song I wrote about the octopus? Alright, full speed ahead, full throttle. Oh my god! Oh! We could be warm below the storm in our little hideaway beneath the waves. Okay, but Paul's songs are also super whimsical. Also, I think for some people saying Paul wrote the best songs is a hot take. I used to be in the John is the best Beatle camp, but I think I'm with you now. I think I'm in the Paul is my favorite one. I like Paul's sense of whimsy, but also he has like a really good sense of melody and songwriting in a way that Ringo sometimes struggles with. I like the songs that they wrote for Ringo, though. Yeah, this is difficult. That's true, they are pretty different. I mean, Ringo didn't write... Ringo only wrote 2 songs when he was in the Beatles. They are both very good. I don't know how many of his own solo songs he wrote. So it's kind of difficult to gauge Ringo's identity as a songwriter, for me at least, just because I'm not as familiar with his solo stuff. I like that the idea that John and George argue over who wrote "It's Okay to Leave Your Dog in a Hot Car," but it was secretly, or John and Paul argue over it, but it was secretly George the whole time. It's okay to leave your dog in a hot car. Oh, hell yeah, listen to some drums, chat. Winnie's going all out for the Honey Festival. John wrote a song called Glass Onion that was a very, like, cryptic, like, all sorts of random references to other Beatles songs that didn't actually mean anything because he didn't want people to overanalyze his songs, but I don't think any of that was Paul is Dead related, because I think that rumor really materialized a little more towards the end of the Beatles' lifespan, if I'm not mistaken. He did write, like, a diss song towards Paul once, where there's a lyric that's something like, "Those freaks were right when they said you were dead." Which is good, kind of a good burn. And then George played guitar on it, because no gods, no masters, I guess. Yeah, that's in Glass Onion. The Walrus was Paul. How Do You Sleep is the other song, yes. There's a Paul McCartney solo live album called Paul is Live that is him on the album cover, basically, of Abbey Road being pulled by his dog, and I think there are some details that are specifically different so as to, you know, make fun of the clues that people used to support the Paul is Dead theory, which I think is funny. AJ, I genuinely... They're making those 4 Beatles biopic movies where they're doing one for each Beatle, and I'm like half committed to the idea that I only want to see the Ringo Starr one because I think it would be funny. Oh, I already played this level. I might have another hour in me, we'll see. My favorite band, Ringo and the Boys. Is that band with Ringo? Those boys? Wrong lads! I don't like how they keep joking about it like it's an MCU series of films. It's the last thing I want is Hollywood to make a... God, that would fucking suck. Could you imagine? You see the goddamn George Harrison biopic, and fucking after the credits in walks goddamn Eric Clapton. Fuck me. I find that I'm just like not... I don't think I've watched any of the big biopics that came out in the 2010s or 2020s, really. I'm not that interested in them. I really like documentaries, but I don't know if I care as much about biopics, especially when it's like, ooh, the biopic fudges the truth a little, but it would be a better movie, and it's like, well, I want the truth, though. I think the only biopic that I'm interested in watching at this point in my life, other than maybe the Beatles ones, is the is Love and Mercy, the Brian Wilson one, because I've heard that's pretty good. And I'm interested in Brian Wilson as a person, so... I went to see the Michael Jackson one with my dad. Was that recent? How was that? I like Queen, but I've heard Bohemian Rhapsody is not excellent. And I'm not interested enough in Elton John, really, to watch Rocket Man. I have a mild interest in Michael Jackson, but I wouldn't call myself, like, a fan of his or anything. It was, like, a month ago at most. Yeah, I feel like I heard vaguely about it coming out, but I never saw any pictures or trailers or anything. I liked it. My dad definitely did. It's nothing groundbreaking, but I enjoy following the story they told, and I liked all the details. That's probably a good time. Oh god, in the post-credits scene of the John Lennon movie, Freddie Mercury steps in and is like, Mr. Lennon, you become part of a bigger universe, you just don't know it yet. Yeah, and you see the gates of hell a little bit. I don't know if Freddie Mercury would be in hell. John Lennon gets fucking shot, and then it hard cuts to him in the afterlife, and you distantly see Kurt Cobain in the distance. Distantly in the distance. You see him looking down upon Kurt Cobain. Have they made a Kurt Cobain... They did make a Kurt Cobain biopic, right? Like, a couple of years... It wasn't, like, a big mainstream one, no. They haven't done, like, a big Hollywood fucking Nirvana biopic, and, like, as a big Nirvana fan, I think that would kind of fucking suck ass. Because I kind of don't think there's any good way to do the Nirvana story fully correctly. I think it would probably fudge quite a few details, or it would, you know, risk... There are so many people... I don't know how to put this. I don't know if I trust... I mean, I guess it would depend who the filmmakers are, but I imagine they would want, you know, Kurt Cobain's estate to like the movie. But the problem is the people in Kurt Cobain's estate, specifically like the Courtney Love versus the Dave Grohl camp, I don't trust them to depict each other nicely. Which, to be fair, you know, I think if you're doing a Nirvana biopic, you probably shouldn't depict either party super nice. I mean, I don't want to say that because I don't know what exactly you would shit on Dave Grohl for in the span of being in Nirvana. There are other things you could shit on him for since then, but, you know, like, Courtney Love definitely did some shit, but I worry that the movie would go one direction or the other. I think... Oh, shit! Hell yeah! Look at us, chat. A biological picture. There's a Nirvana documentary. Yeah, it was, that was Montage of Heck, I think. I don't know. Nirvana's such a fucking controversial mess. And then I think you would get into... They'd want to depict Kurt Cobain a certain way, too. And it's like Kurt Cobain was kind of a complicated person. So I think depicting him, you know, either as just like the depressed, tragic artist or like fucking whatever would not be ideal. I think biopics can unfortunately kind of collapse the nuance of who someone is down a little bit too much. Which is just kind of part and parcel for making a movie, but it's also, like, probably not the best way of understanding that person. I'm gonna play this level, and then I think I'll go back to the table. Then we can chat a little bit, chat. I might play a little more of this, and then I might actually... there are plenty of other games where I played them on stream once, and I was like, I should play this again. and then I haven't. So maybe I might do a little bit of that while I'm at it. But I will play a little bit more of this because clearly there is more stuff I haven't done. The Elvis biopic. The only things I know about the Elvis biopic are the interpolation of Toxic by Britney Spears and the bit with Tom Hanks in the fucking fat suit going, "He's white? He's white." I really want to watch it because it's, what's his name? Baz Luhrmann. And Baz Luhrmann makes insane movies. I'm not much of a movie guy, but the fucking Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet is one of the funnier things I've maybe ever seen. Chat, do you think I should get really into movies? I was looking into shit that Discotech has licensed yesterday. And I was like, oh, there's a Fatal Frame live-action movie? Well, maybe I'll check Letterboxd, see if it's any good. And it's all like 5 stars, and it's people being like, wow, Yuri, this movie helped me realize that I'm a girl, Yuri. And I'm like, oh, I might need to watch this movie. You've been getting really into jokes lately. He made a biopic of Elvis from Lilo and Stitch. Hey chat, random question. Is the game looking okay on the stream? Because it looks a little choppy on the on my Twitch stream. On my screen. It looks fine in the actual window where I'm playing it, but... Okay. Yeah, that might just be the Twitch preview is not being nice to me because I'm doing shit. Also could be. Yeah, don't know. I'm Urious. I'm bi-Urious. Looks fine? Okay. But yeah, I was thinking maybe I should watch more movies. Yeah. I was thinking I should engage with more narrative media in general, too. Because I've been playing Slay the Princess, and let me tell you, that is a fucking video game right there. That's a fucking story. And I feel like I'm too stupid to fully grasp some of the bigger themes it reaches out. But goddamn, I like it a lot. I like it so much. I've really wanted to get more into visual novels and like choose your own adventure type stuff for a while, but a lot of them don't really grab me in that way. But that one fucking got its hooks into me. I was up till like 4 AM playing that last night. I'm trying to get all the endings. Or all the, I suppose all the vessels. Really what I'm after, but more endings would be nice too. That's cool, Demi. I am getting back into listening to music a little more often. I'm trying to do... I'm keeping a list of all the albums I'm listening to for the first time this year, and I'm trying to listen to each one 3 times, which is what... At least 3 times, which is what I did in high school. More often when I was discovering new music, and it's been fairly successful, I think. What ending did I get first? What, like, ending, or what, like, vessel? Because the first thing I did in that game, I swear to God, which this is probably kind of an interesting introduction, the first thing I did is I was like, hey, narrator, basically, if you guys don't know, what Slay the Princess is, it's a visual novel, kind of choose your own adventure thing, wherein, each route begins with you, and a narrator, and the narrator informs you you're on a path in the woods. At the end of that path is a cabin, and in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You have to slay her, or else the world will end. So naturally, the first thing I did was say, hey, narrator, why do I need to slay her? Why will the world end? Asking the big questions. and he was really evasive and he didn't tell me anything. So I was like, you know, fuck this. I'm not going to the cabin. And the game doesn't like it if you don't go to the cabin, I'll say that. I think going into Slay the Princess, mostly spoiler-free, is probably the way to do it, but... So I'm not gonna say too much, but... yeah. And then, as far as ending Luna, I don't want to spoil the game for anyone who hasn't played it, but, the princess and I bickered a bit, but eventually I saw things her way, we'll say that. I think I might have fucked myself. Wait, no, I have the parachutes. Hell yeah. People, you know what I gotta recommend people do? I gotta recommend... Wait, am I fucked? Chat, am I cooked? Wait. What the fuck, Johnny got pull? Did you marry her? Not exactly. Yes, high recommendations to Slay the Princess is really good. I've been half wanting to do a video. The problem is I partially want to make a video about it, but I'm like, I am not a smart enough person to have all that much to say about it. Plenty of people have done that already, and I don't want to spoil the game too much. But, I have also been wanting to make just like an indie game grab bag video for a while where I do short scripted segments about a couple different indie games, and if I do that, I'll put it in there probably. I'll talk about it for like 5 minutes. People should go to the local library, that's what I was saying. I got lost. Both in the game and in what I was talking about, but yes, the game good. Before I was talking about Slay the Princess, the reason I brought it up is I've been wanting to, you know, engage with more narratives, because I feel like I play a lot of video games that are very focused on the video game on the video game... You know what, chat? I'm just gonna send it. I'm gonna leap of faith it. Oh, shit. Oh. He came back. How many are there? I did look up Scarlet Hollow, when I was looking into if the devs had done anything else, Luna, but I haven't. I don't really know much about it, other than it's episodic. Fuck. Brain. I play a lot of games that are very focused on the video game mechanics. The video game of it all. Playing that game, I was like, damn, you know what I should do more of? Is either... Because part of what I like about that game is it's like a game that's really focused on the narrative, but it's not the same experience as just like reading a book or watching a movie. The fact that it is a video game benefits its narrative qualities. But also, it's like, I want to play more games like that, but I also want to, you know, do things like read more books and watch more things that aren't very, like, very silly, and not all that plot involved. Can I be 100 with you, chat? Can I be completely honest with you? Can I talk? Yes, like Doki Doki Literature Club. I haven't played BioShock. I'm gonna be so for real with you, Chad. I'm gonna say something odd and vulnerable, and you can let me know if this is unusual, or if I am being a pussy. Or if I was a pussy and that's why I'm in the position I'm in. I think for many years, and I've never fully gotten over this. I've gotten better about it, but I've fallen into this pattern because I was this way for many years. I would avoid seeking out... this excludes music, I'll say. Oh, this excludes music. I would avoid seeking out media that I would worry would make me have too strong of an emotional reaction to it. Because I did not trust my own emotions. I was very depressed, and I was worried that if I engaged with something that would sort of trigger the depression or the trauma, because a lot of that was also just like unpacking a lot of trauma and shit, and just like a lot of shit was happening in my life. So I think I got very cautious of that, or like also like waiting for the right time to engage with something, and then like years pass and I'm like, damn, this probably would have been more impactful had I engaged with it when I was like 21 or 18 rather than, you know, like being like 26 now. For real, Egyptank. Yeah, part of it is just like some of that stuff. It's like I wouldn't want to engage with it. Well, it's not that I wouldn't want to engage with it with others necessarily, but I would be the other way, where it would be like, I think especially if it was like a late night situation, I'd be like, well, I can't fucking watch this thing that might be very emotionally resonant and impactful. It's 10 p.m. I'm gonna be up all night alone with my thoughts. This is gonna be terrible. But now when I engage with something, not to say that I think Slay the Princess would have been like extremely triggering for me or something back then, but when I engage with something like that, I'm like, man, I do feel like I've kind of been depriving myself of a lot of valuable experiences and pieces of art for that reason, and I don't want to do that as much anymore. I want to make sure I'm being responsible. I want to make sure I'm not losing myself too much in the sauce, but you know, like, I want to be a little open-minded. I want to give myself a little exposure therapy. Yeah, no, and it's like, again, like, I would listen to, I wouldn't have that as much with music. I would listen to music that was, if anything, kind of upsetting and intense. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I think there's not necessarily anything wrong with doing it to a limiting degree, or recognizing your own boundaries, but you know, it can get to be not super healthy. That's interesting, Ryan. Yeah, I don't know if I would say I'm broadly engaging with movies more emotionally, but I do notice, you know, some stuff with which I'm very familiar. It's difficult for me to get through the first Pokemon movie without tearing up a little bit at the scene where Ash dies now. And it never used to be like that. But in the last, like, 5 years, that scene is difficult for me to watch. Happy scenes make me bawl. I want that. I do just want to... I like to feel things more. I mean, part of that is also... I'll TMI you a little bit. I've been on antidepressants now for a couple of years, and I think overall, they're very, very good for me. I'm a lot more stable, and I'm a lot more pleased with myself and my way of life and my headspace. But also, it's like, you know, what antidepressants do is they kind of crush your emotional range down a little bit. So I've also had it occasionally where it's like, damn, I wish I could feel a little bit more. And I think I'm on the road. But yeah, no, it's just... Anyway, none of this is particularly relevant to Winnie-the-Pooh Hops for Honey. a piece of media that I don't think ever would have triggered me. um, oh god, I gotta rewatch Muppets 2011. I rewatched the original Muppet movie a while ago, and I do think I got a bit emotional both during "I'm Going to Go Back There Someday" and during the ending song, "The Magic Store," and the little Rainbow Connection reprise. But I've been meaning to just rewatch all of the Muppet movies because I haven't seen. I rewatched Christmas Carol last Christmas, and I rewatched the original Muppet movie recently. And I think I rewatched Muppets from Space a couple months ago too. But I have not seen any of the other ones in a very long time. I think especially not Great Muppet Caper. I haven't watched in years. I haven't watched Muppets Most Wanted since it came out, I don't think. Yeah. Who would want you to discuss these things? Look at him. He's listening very attentively. Do you guys have any media that always gets you emotionally no matter how many times you see it? Honestly, no. Maybe not. I think maybe because a lot of the media that I've seen like a million times is not the type of media that necessarily puts me into like a really emotional stranglehold kind of thing for aforementioned reasons. But yeah, I can't think of much other than that Pokemon example. And even then, I don't like full like cry every time I see it. It just gets me a little misty-eyed. I'm trying to think which pieces of media were like the most emotionally resonant with me, other than maybe like music. I mean, a lot of Elliott Smith stuff gets me every time if we're talking music, but Adventure Time finale made me cry for 20 minutes. Oh god, I rewatched all of Adventure Time a while ago, and funnily enough, I think the only scene when I cried, this is a bit of a spoiler, but it's not a major one. There's an episode in one of the later seasons where towards the end, Bimo and Marceline are hanging out. And they're going through photos. There are photos that Marceline, I think, has found, and Bimo is like projecting onto the wall. And they find photos of Marceline with her mother. And Bimo doesn't recognize that that's what that is, but Marceline is clearly like, oh my god, Bimo, stop that. And she asks Bimo to like tell a story about the people in the photo. And I just started fucking bawling. And that was the only time during my rewatch of that entire show when I cried. But that, for some reason, that really got me. I would say Adventure Time, actually. Yeah, there's a lot of bits in Adventure Time that do kind of get me emotionally every time. I think the Everything Stays is a really, really good one. Yeah, which caught me off guard because I had remembered the JG Quintel cameo being in Food Chain, but it's not. Everything Stays is probably one of the best songs in the show. I would say, what the fuck is the song called? The song in the I Remember You episode, I would say kind of gets me emotionally every time. Yeah, Remember You. Yeah. I've played a chiptune version of Everything Stays during the pre-stream a couple times. Rebecca Sugar's songs in that show are all like fucking perfect, like master strokes. Even I think a lot of the music in that show does kind of get me, like the even like the songs in the episode where Finn is like really distraught about bubblegum and Jake tries to you know, start to get him dating Flame Princess. There's two versions of that song, and I really, really like both of them. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of shows that have like music like that in them, I think will do it for me. There's a lot of all gummed up / warmed up inside. Yeah. There's a lot of anime I really like that are objectively like not. Some of them are not great shows, but the music in them is so fucking good with the show. Like, there's a show called Suzuka that's not good. It's not fucking good. But the theme song, and specifically the English version of the theme song, is so fucking good. And a lot of the background music is really good, too. All of the music in Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad, too. If any of you guys have seen that. I had to watch Powerpuff Girls, see. Yeah, Adventure Time really fucking hit me in the gut. I like Regular Show quite a bit, too, but I don't know if Regular Show ever got me, you know, in the same way. Regular Show is just like, I was sad about Mordecai and CJ when I was 16, right? Like... That's really interesting, actually, Luna. I didn't know that. Olivia Olson, who voices Marceline, is one of the few voice actors I've met and talked to at a convention, and I kind of wish I'd talked to her a little bit more, but I hadn't seen the show recently at the time. But she might be my favorite character. I don't know. Marceline is great. Olivia Olson's a great singer. The thing with Adventure Time, I don't know if other people feel this way. I do feel like it has a little bit of a quality dip in the middle. And so that's where I kind of had fallen off of it initially, and I picked it back up when it ended. But honestly, rewatching it, it was a lot easier to get over the episodes I didn't like, because instead of having to wait a week for the next one, we could just watch through all of them. But for whatever dip in quality there might even be in the middle, there's still plenty of great episodes. I think it's less that it's a big quality dip and more that it's it becomes kind of inconsistent in the middle. Like, I really don't like a lot of the you know, like, Finn's fucking breakup arc is pretty difficult to watch for a while. I gotta rewatch Regular Show. I haven't seen a lot of the later seasons in a really long time. But the later seasons of Adventure Time have a lot of really, really good shit when they start doing all the miniseries. Some of the, I would say some of the best episodes come from that era. Exactly, Demi. It was also, I think it corresponds pretty perfectly with when Rebecca Sugar left to start Steven Universe. I think the show started kind of losing something because a lot of the songs don't really hit as hard from that point. But yeah, no, it's, God, I love that show. Anyway, let's finish up Pooh Bear here. And then I might play a little bit of that Pac-Man fan game, Pac-Man Forever, before I call it a night. With time running out, our hungry friends are starting to lose hope in the Honey Festival. Chat, why am I thinking... I'm thinking of the fucking Game Over screen at Super Sponge for some reason. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, if we game overed, Pooh would never come back, and it's like, oh no. Same, Demi. Honestly, the Breezy episode might be one of them. That episode... There's another one. There were two that Sam and I were like, these are the worst fucking episodes of the show. And I think Sam is still like, Breezy is the fucking worst episode of the show. And I'm mixed on it, but I liked it a lot more than I did when I was younger. God, I'm just thinking about that fucking show. I'm gonna finish this ending before we talk about that more. True, Luna, that one sucks. But then something happened. Winnie-the-Pooh did not die. A honey jar fell onto the table. Then another, and another. And wow! Just as Christopher Robin and the animals were trying to process this, a familiar voice was heard in the distance. Who's ready to eat? I did that when I was first getting into it, Anna. It's a lot better watching it in order. Winnie-the-Pooh, just as he said he would do, returned to the table with a fresh batch of honey and sticks to go around. Way to go, Winnie, shouted Christopher Robin. Piglet joined in on the celebration. I knew he could do it. Sorry I doubted you, Eeyore apologized. I'd be glad to have some honey. If anyone could do it, said Owl, it would be Winnie-the-Pooh. Who's ready to eat? So Winnie-the-Pooh and his pals have spent the rest of the day eating honey. Their stomachs filled, the honey festival is officially a success. And this couldn't have happened without you. That was nice. There's plenty of other levels I could play if I wanted to. Games like this make me feel like, ooh, maybe I should try fucking about in Game Maker, because I'm talking about Slay the Princess and Ren'Py, maybe. Oh, bother, bitch. One of the better games with a bear on stream. I'm trying to think of another game that has a bear in it, just so I could do like a little subversive gag, but we haven't played a lot. Inclusivity. I have not played Banjo-Kazooie on stream. I'm curious. I know that's a pun on Are You Curious, but I keep reading it in the Corone fucking Are You Serious? Are you serious? Dang and his many Ronpas. Okay, I do think I'm going to play a little bit of Pac-Man Forever, but I might go to the bathroom first. Let me just make sure I've still got the game. Because I have switched to a new PC, but all of my files should be backed up. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll play that a little bit. We can shoot the breeze for a bit. I have plans at 10, so I'll try to end before then. I'll probably go for a little under another hour, is my thought process right now. But yeah, no, I'm having a good time. I always forget how much I like solo stream. Solo stream, with the current crop of chat members, it's nice. It's chill. Have a little conversation. We get a little existential. We've got to be making dick jokes every 5 seconds. Plans at 10 is crazy. I'm snuggled and in bed at 10. I'll put it this way, Gyp Tank. I have had to make myself get to bed by 2. I've had to make myself do it. And I've been failing lately because of Slay the Princess, which is too fun. I like it too much. I went to bed at 4 a.m. yesterday. Oh god, which fucking drive is my fan games folder on? I don't remember. It's been Spider-Man PS4 for me. Just got the game. It's so fucking fun. I've been wanting to play that for quite a while. There will come a time when I get around to it. That is a problem I'm having, Goopy, is some of my friends still do have nocturnal disease, but I think as we're getting older, fewer of us do. So I'm able to keep myself out of trouble. Yeah, Gyp Tank, especially because I bought it unwise. Well, maybe it was wisely. I bought it in the middle of my work week. So I would get home from work pretty late, and I'd make myself dinner, and it'd be very late then, and then I would play it. And last night I did it after hanging out with some friends. No, Luna, I don't think so. I've got a pretty decent inkling on what our protagonist may be, but I don't think I've gotten to see them for an extended period of time. I think I have all but 7 of the vessels. I have most of them. Right now, I'm trying to get one of the ones that I forget how you pronounce it, but I discovered it. I technically got spoilered on it, but it's one of the ones that comes after the, what do you call her? I'm trying to figure out the canon name so I can say it without spoiling. But, I forget. Yeah, chat, you should check out Winnie-the-Pooh Hops for Honey. It's on Steam and Itch, and it is 5 Dolores. 5 Dolores that I think would be well spent. I'm trying to describe it without spoilers. It's the one where the voice of the broken gets introduced, and it becomes rather hard to defy the princess for reasons. I got that one. I'm trying to get the one that comes after that, that's not the one where you successfully kill her. Yeah. That's been my goal, and I keep fucking it up, but then I keep ending up on new and interesting routes, so it's fine. Anyway, I'm going to put on, I think, a little song for you, chat. I'm gonna put on a little song or two for you. While I go to the bathroom. And then I'm going to come back. And then we're going to play the Pac-Man Forever fan game for a little bit, I think. Does that sound like a plan? I think so. But what do you think? Sounds like a threat. It is. Alright, I'll be back shortly. I've queued up a couple songs in case I piss for 5 hours. How are we holding up, chat? Talking about P? Dropped a pick on the floor. Ah. Quick, Ryan, you have to tweet. Fuck. What's the funniest image of Pac-Man you could tweet on short notice? I don't know. What's a funny image of Pac-Man that you have ready access to? Oh, cozy little stream. I don't know that Pac-Man Forever would have its own Twitch category. Oh, it does. Perfect. Post Ms. Pac-Man. True. It's what we should always be doing, really. Okay, this game is not, I don't think, in the same aspect ratio, so we might need to adjust our setup a little bit. Can I full screen it? Oh, it looks nice with the old, fucking Bliss background, though. Where are my settings? There we are. Okay, video options. Full screen. Yep, 16:9. Okay, in that case, uncrop. Okay. That might be alright, although I think I will shove chat a little further into the corner to accommodate. Maybe I will shrink it down a little bit. One day I'll have a Twitch layout that makes sense. Anyway, for those of you who have not bared witness to me playing this before, this is a Pac-Man fan game. Unfortunately, I'm forgetting the name of the dev at the moment, but... Wait, fuck, how are my buttons mapped? Shit. Son of a bitch. Oh. My B is my A. God damn it, it's a Nintendo button layout. This is a very good Pac-Man fan game with a lot of unlockable stuff. I like it a lot. Check our Pac-lopedia. Ah, but my data has reset. Unfortunately. As again, I have changed to a new computer. That is one of the highest compliments I think I've received on those thumbnails, Demi. I want to do more thumbnails kind of in that style. Will, who kind of came up with that thumbnail format, doesn't like them because the blue bar where the text is gets cropped off by the YouTube timecode. So I kind of pivoted away for that reason, but I do want to do things still in that style more. But I've been commissioning art for the last couple of videos, so I haven't gotten to as much. But I like it. I thought it was very befitting with Seen It too, because I always viewed it as sort of the 2000s DVD aesthetic a little bit. Chat, look, there she is. Wow. Put her in a tasteful mushroom shade. No, that's Ms., not Mother. Pac Mother is an entirely different situation. Wait, can I go back and fiddle with the controls just to... No! I just want to change my buttons around. Yes. God, fuck. Wait. It didn't work. Oh, no! I fucked it up. I fucked it up bad. I fucked it up because now it's both back and forward. Okay, wait. No, I can fix it. I can fix it still with the start button. She is mothering, that's true. But Miss Pac-Man is my mother. I like that this game has vibration. That's nice of them. What other modes even are there? Versus. Oh. Okay. Enough delay. Let's play Pac-Man forever. I made her white? I could have actually made her white. And what would you have done then? The pack is back and forward. Ghost chomping at his feet and his arms and his loose tendons. That's a long time. Yeah, I might need to phone Daro and AJ and tell them that I have new commitments. Miss Pac-Man is Backman, if only. I had a dream that Ms. Pac-Man was Backman in the Snack Break shorts, and then she wasn't, and I got sad, but the Snack Break short was pretty good. I liked that Miru was in it, I liked the new characters, it was fun. The animation was very nice. What if I become a full-time Pac-Man streamer? If I was, you know, wanting to, capitalize on success, I could have just become a full-time Pac-Man YouTuber. That probably would have paid dividends for me. I need to get rich so I can buy the Games royalty share. Surely it could not have cost them that much. Was it 2 million or was it more than that? I forget. Someone in my comments today was like, shit, if it was only 2 million, why isn't Namco just buying it? To be honest, you're kind of playing like shit. I'm kind of looking at chat for like half of my gameplay, but if you want, I can lock in. I'll try locking in. I've never been an amazing Pac-Man player, but I can play better than I was just playing. I assure you. Ooh, I'll take the speed up. Chat, remind me of the green ghosts. There appear to be 2 of them that are slightly different. Is one of them spunky? Yep. I do blame my children for my shitty gaming. And see why Miss Pac-Man divorced. You fucking take that back. That was uncalled for. The Gringos? No, the Gringo. Jesus Christ. I'm the Gringo. Hunty would be crazy. That would be a fun character design exercise, is just make Pac-Man ghosts with increasingly sillier names. There's probably a lot of fun to be had in just, like, attempting to do, like, redesigns of Pac-Man ghosts, too, even though it's, you know, been done. I think there's probably fun to be had in that. As someone who draws only for fun and is not that good at it. Chat, one of these days, I'm gonna do an art stream, and it's gonna look like shit, and you're gonna gas me up anyway, okay? I'm telling you this now, so that no one questions it, during the art stream. So that then, if anyone tunes in who wasn't here, they'll be peer pressured into thinking that I'm actually just really good. I should do another music stream too, actually. Chet, I used to do acoustic live streams where I would just play fucking songs. Should I do one of those again? Maybe I can do like 30 minutes at the top of the next solo stream or something. Have AJ stream and pretend you're drawing it. That would actually be really funny. That would be a good bet. Blowy would be pretty bad. They already kind of cooked with Kinky, but yeah. Be like one of those annoying people who's like, play this song next. And I'd do it. I would play a half-assed rendition of whatever you requested. It would be great. The song is ass. Well, I would perform it like ass too, so it'd all be good. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I only have one solo stream on the docket for the next coming schedule, and it's a Games from the itch.io backlog live stream. So we haven't done that in a while. And this time, I swear to God, I'm gonna pick one of those games and I'm gonna actually fucking play it when stream ends, instead of forgetting about it. Dookie. Just the dog from Johnny Test. I can also throw more games at you. You're welcome to. Either your own or if you have any recommendations. I am thinking what I might do, partially to make up for the fact that I don't have much of an update on the new video this month, is I might get a list of itch.io games together that I'm interested in playing. And I might have patrons vote so they can pick one or two that I'll play for sure. That way you'll never 100% Winnie-the-Pooh. Fuck. A magma/draw pile stream would be fun. I don't entirely know what that is, but it does sound like fun. I do have a drawing tablet, so it could be done. There might be fun to be had, and oh my god, it's Meowki. Or Nyemko, I forget. Oh my god, they're dead. That might actually be a fun idea, to do something kind of like the Photoshop streams, except it's a drawing stream. I just have to get a couple people... Oh, one of those guys! Yeah. That would be pretty fun. I do also like the idea of doing kind of a Photoshop-esque stream, where we get like fucking 5-10 minutes on a drawing prompt, and then we just have to all do it and share our work at the end. That might be fun. I need to think of more ideas for the Photoshop streams, because we haven't done one in a minute, but they are very fun. I like doing them a lot. They kind of do work best on holidays. I think the Valentine's iteration of that segment is still probably the strongest one, but I like doing them pretty much no matter what. It's a chronically art blocked, I'd like that. That would be fun too, actually, yeah, because chat could draw along. I just have to see who would be down. AJ would probably be down. And then I feel like a couple folks in that kind of circle might also be down. I don't know if Daro or Kelly would be down or not. I can unleash my sad Rumpus. Maki crying arc. That image truly has been living in my brain rent-free. I've been meaning to do a proper scale of it for the thumbnail. Because I think it's getting cropped off right now a little bit. Live Rumpaling's birth. Dude, the got dot sign goes so fucking hard. No, I want the shoes. But I just got banana. I didn't want banana. I wanted shoes. Is there an 8-bit ghost?
amongst our ranks? Well, now we'll never know, because I fucking died. The pellets swaying is messing with my eyes. They also do that in, arrangement, I think. This game is very Pac-Man arrangement. Oh, there's a fucking banana peel. That's what the banana does. Wonder if the ghosts could have slipped on that. There is an 8-bit ghost. What the fuck? Ms. Pac-Man found in the golden maze. Holy shit. No way. I should try to stream some of those old, or not even just Pac-Man, Namco PC games sometime. I was on a podcast, with someone called Fresman a while ago, and I brought up that I couldn't get the early 2000s Dig Dug PC game working, and he apparently got it working pretty easy. And so I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do that, but I never got around to it, so maybe I should do that. If it was a got fucked sign instead. Got fucked? Still have never played that Dig Dug game. Yeah, Dig Dug Deeper? Dig Dug's a really weird franchise because the really obscure games in it are so fucking obscure. Like, Ryan, you probably know about this, but I don't know if any of the rest of chat knows that there was very, very briefly a Dig Dug MMO. For real, I fucking love them, Demi. Part of me thinks maybe I should do a video about all the arrangement games at some point, but again, I have like, every time I bring up a video topic, it's really tempting fate, because it's like, fuck, I have 2 videos I don't want to say that I'm obligated to make, because that sounds bad, but in a way I am obligated to make it, or to make them, because one of them is part of a collaboration I'm doing with someone, and one is a video that patrons voted on, and I'm already like an hour in. I watched that same video, Demi. That's how I learned about this. Golden Boulder's great. Yeah, I have those 2 videos that I'm kind of obligated to make. Oh man, I'm slower. And then I have a bunch of other videos that are like follows to videos I've already made that I've wanted to make for a while, or videos that are like partially scripted. But I'm like, damn, I just have so many ideas. I have so many videos I want to make, and that I think other people would like. But I gotta grind down. I just got finished. Woo! I just knocked over my fan. I just got finished with the first draft of the video I was doing. I was editing for someone else. So I was able to finally come back to editing my own thing. But yeah, the video I'm working on right now is just so big. It's really made me not able to focus on other stuff in the way I've wanted to for a while, along with the moving and everything. I think the DS is interesting. I didn't know it was only an hour long. I mean, I guess it's kind of like... Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like, how do you do a sequel to Dig Dug, but also, how do you do a sequel to Dig Dug 2? Why are they all based on Dig Dug 2? The Baldur's Gate 3 of the channel, yeah. Exactly, yes. It will be similarly critically well received, and it will hopefully make me a lot of money. Which I will then blow on the next video. Oh god, they're multiplying. Oh, video's so long and big and full. I need a big pizza. I'm gonna leave my subscribers big and round and video shaped, and I'm gonna say a month. I'm going to say a month, and then something is going to go catastrophically wrong, and it'll take another year. But I'm going to say a month. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to commit to it, but I am going to say it, and then not apologize when it's wrong. Lemon. Oh, speed. I ate the shoe. Yum, yum, yum. I gotta stop looking at chat when I'm in precarious situations. I could be fucking, like, falling off a cliff and I'll glance at chat and then my fingers will let go and it'll all be over for me. All because I dared to look at chat. I'm gonna have some catch-up to do. Okay. Bryn Daniels Twitch clip of what? Of Dig Dug DS or of Baldur's Gate? Dig Dog. Oh, that totally makes sense, Ryan. Oh, I need a big pizza. Okay. I need a big pizza. I just was watching the fucking clip of Joel where one of his viewers says something like, I'm watching you at the airport terminal right now, and Joel just starts shouting like, this man is watching porns. Big men eating beans. Big boys eating beans. And that's kind of been sending me. Oh, one more. Okay. I'm big and round and full of ghosts. Woo! Honestly, that does make sense, Ryan. I need there to be a little bit more. Well, I don't need it, but like when I think about playing like Annalyn, I can do it. Well, no, I guess not. I think I just like to play arcade games in smaller bursts in general, because I'll do that at home, too. But it is kind of nice in the arcade, because then it's like you're kind of meaningfully going for a high score. Imagine that it's someone at the TSA and you do the Chun-Li clip. You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna apologize for who I am. I'm not gonna apologize for the... That's true, Ryan. I'm not gonna apologize for the Chun-Li clip anymore. I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna say that the reason that is an iconic clip is that I was speaking my truth. Because yes, I want to commit, I want to lean in, but I don't, because then it's just going to get clipped again, and it's going to be like 10 more years of the Chun-Li clip. They hate to see a woman like her winning. Yeah, you know what? I'm not apologizing, because you know what? I do love hot, sexy, attractive, beautiful women, and yes, I also do fumble them. Well, no, it's not that I do it's that I would, it's that I don't, I haven't gone up to a woman and fucking sexually I'm not, never mind. This is actually making me look so much worse. Yeah, you know what? I do like sexy women, and I do go up to them and talk to them about their asses, and they do call event security on me. No, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I misspoke, and now I'm doing a joke. That doesn't happen. I don't do that. Johnny sexually harasses BBW. Oh no. Johnny crash out midstream. I'm just saying that she looked nice, and she got all mad at me. Let's say this on Twitter, they'll think you mean it. Is that what Twitter is like now? My understanding is that if this gets posted to Blue Sky will say that this bit is problematic and cancel me for even joking about it. But I don't know. When was it not? That's true. Why is everyone on the internet either, like, too horny, or, like, not horny? That sounds bad. I don't care if someone's not horny, but some people are a little weird about it. But then other people are weird about being horny, so it's like, Why can't we all be more normal? Let's just be normal about stuff, huh? Let's be normal. And Ace hate? That's not what I'm saying! That's not what I'm saying! No! Too prudish, yes. Not that they're horny, that they're prudish about it. Too horny or too sex negative, yes. I would not say too sex positive, because sex positive does not inherently mean being an unashamed horn dog in every context. That's not what that means. Yeah, Ryan, everything I've seen on Blue Sky, people are fine with Gooseworks, which is good, because I don't think... I don't know anything about Digital Circus, so I'm not weighing in. But people have been weird about the Game Overs thing. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Things can... I mean, you could criticize things without... I don't know. I don't want to, like, hyper-police people just having their own personal critiques of stuff either, but I do think some people are being weird about it. And there's this wonderful thing you can do, also, where you don't have to have a take on everything publicly. You don't have to have a take on everything at all. Like, you can just... Sometimes I just see something and I go, this isn't for me, and I don't gather enough information to form an opinion because I don't care. But even if you do have a take on something, you don't always gotta, like, talk about it publicly. Sometimes that only brings pain and strife and death and destruction to your life, and it's not productive. Like, there are plenty of things I don't like, but I just don't talk about them because it's like, it's not really my business if other people like them. I don't know. It's fine, it's whatever, I don't give a shit. Anyway. I think I probably will watch it at some point, Ryan, because every segment I've seen it in motion is really nice. That's true, Demi, although I also feel that way with literally everything. Well, not literally everything, but most things. I think... Part of me wants to make a video on such topics, but also I feel like pretty much no matter how I tackle that, people are going to get mad at me, so I don't know. As far as body type representation in media goes, because I don't know, people are gonna be weird about it. Because some people, you'll bring up, like, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool when there's media that has a variety of different characters with distinct silhouettes and body types. And their veins will start popping on their foreheads and they will call you a woke SJW. Hi, I'm 25 years old and here's my opinion about the ethics of pomni sex porn. Yeah, I mean, House Been Hotel is one of those things where I'm like, oh, that isn't for me, so I just avoid it. I think it's fine if people are into it, but yeah, I think a lot of times when I see discourse about it one way or the other, it's kind of just one of those things where it's like, I don't really want to involve myself. I'm just like, there's nothing to be gained. We need more fat women everywhere. True! I mean, just, like, body types in general. I don't know. Like, there are many layers to this. There are many layers to this, right? Because depending on That's extremely depressing, Egypt Tank. Depending on what media or type of media you're talking about, you could have a situation where there are no diverse body types. There are diverse body types, but only for male characters. Or there are diverse body types in general. But there are also just, like, levels. It's sort of a spectrum thing, because there is also situations where it's like, yeah, the male characters still have more diverse body types than the women, but they're, you know, better than a lot of other things. People have pointed out that Street Fighter is pretty good about diverse body types, which is true. But it could even be a little better, I think. It's pretty good, though. Street Fighter 6 especially is pretty good. As far as fighting games go. One Piece moment? Yeah. Listen, people are always talking about One Piece and how it's either like, oh, it's really good, or it's really bad, or like, oh, you gotta watch all these episodes, whatever. Why does he draw the women like that? I don't like it. And I like the basic ideas of a lot of those character designs, but I just don't... The way he draws them is odd. Which kind of sucks, because I kind of like the basic art style that One Piece is otherwise going for. I just don't like how all of his women are a line and then the number 8. That's the problem, Demi, yeah. Which is why I try not to get into media hot takes or really any argument of any substance on such websites, because there's nothing productive to be gained by doing so 90% of the time. Because I used to do that on Twitter. Somewhat regularly, even with things that, like, actually mattered. And it's like, the more something matters, the less you should probably be having a conversation about it on there, because you're not going to get anywhere. But also, some people only talk about shit like that on there, so... More people should draw Winnie-the-Pooh so they can learn it's fun to draw fat characters. No, for real, though. I don't necessarily agree with that, Goopy. You're not entirely wrong. I will say there aren't really any fat characters in Street Fighter that aren't just, like, haha funny. Other than maybe Honda. But, you know, like, you have fairly thin characters, you have very, like, beefcake muscular characters, you have characters like Chun-Li, who are sort of in between. So it's like, I'm not saying it's like the peak of body type diversity, but as far as fighting games go, it's pretty good. I think the example I saw was somebody comparing Chun-Li, Cammy, and Marisa. Marisa, I think it's pronounced. Yeah, E Honda is their sumo character, yes. They do have a sumo character they have since Street Fighter 2. And he is in 6, and he's pretty cool, I like him. 'I will say it's kind of bogus how, like, 90% of female characters, even if they're like, yeah, they're fucking strong superhero, they still have to be, like, super skinny. Again, Street Fighter 6 has Marisa, so I will give them credit for that, because Marisa is super fucking buff, but... 100% Goopy, I actually super agree with that. I hate to keep going, it's a spectrum, but, like, it is. I don't know. Like, bodies can be, like, literally pretty much any configuration. So... I feel this way, this is a fairly minor point, but I feel this way, and this is particularly an anime problem, with head shapes, and with, you know, just facial features. There are a lot of anime, in particular, where characters will have the exact same head and the exact same face, whereas I think that's actually an area where you could really vary up a character design and make something unique, is it's like, oh, well, maybe one character's got, like, the really pointy chin, maybe one character has a more rounded face, maybe their eyes look different. It's like, there's so much you can do there, and a lot of, character designs don't go for it. And it's like, man, where's the last pellet? Fuck. I lost track because I was thinking about fat women. I'm kidding. That was a joke. They were up on the top. That happens a lot, Demi. Squirrel Girl is a good example, but that happens a lot, and it's because they never fucking make fat women in anything. Like, Elfelt in Guilty Gear is another one. And I really like a lot of the fan interpretations of both of those characters. But it's also like, man, it'd be nice if the actual canon designs were a little bit more different. Literally, Luna, yeah. Gonta is the funniest example because he both looks exactly like the other male characters, but his pointy chin makes him more unique other than buff anime man. Yeah, I think Gonta has a pretty good design, actually. Danganronpa's a... yeah. I don't know. A lot of the time when they go for the fences and have a character that actually looks meaningfully different... I'm gonna do one more one, by the way. That actually looks, like, meaningfully different than the other ones in terms of silhouette, it's usually for, like, a joke. Like, there's a character named Hifumi in, I think, the first game? I think the first game. It might be the second game. But it's like, oh, he's the ultimate otaku, or whatever. So he's fat, and he's a nerd, and they gave him, like, the ugliest fucking imaginable character design. That's something that really pisses me off, too. Is people conflate, like, a character being fat to they have to have a really exaggerated, ugly design, and I don't like it, and it upsets me. Because it's like you... instead of just drawing them like a regular person, you have to, like, make this exaggerated, weird, ugly-ass caricature to be like, ooh, look, they're ugly, they're ugly. And it's like, oh, cool, so the only fat character in the game is just, you know, it's annoying. Himiko's the most unique in V3 solely for her upper lip. Yeah, there's not exactly a lot of, not exactly a lot of diversity going on with those designs, good as they may be in some ways. I think some of their facial features have, like, little subtle things. I think Maki... something about the way Maki's mouth is drawn is, like, I would be able to identify that if it was, like, thrown onto another character. But it's a lot of the subtle things. They don't really swing for the fences unless it's, like, a haha funny bit. It's usually not funny. How'd we start talking about body type diversity? I forget. It's a topic that I find, like, really interesting, and I have very strong feelings about, but I forget how we got here. Oh! She's chrome now! Fair point, Luna, yeah. I think characters having body types that represent their abilities in some way is kind of fun. Like, it's like, oh, Maki's a fucking assassin. Her being lean and muscular would make sense. The really obvious example I can think of, because I'm me, is Chun-Li is a character who's mostly about kicking and fighting with her legs. And so she has really thick legs. I'm sorry, I swear to God there's other examples. I don't have a one-track mind. I can think of things. I can have an intellectual discussion beyond the horny. I promise you. I promise. Street Fighter is just on the mind. I mean, the really obvious example would be Honda has the build of a sumo wrestler. But, you know, I feel like that almost goes without saying. Just can't get your mind off Chun-Li in many such cases. What can I say? Who amongst us can get their mind off of Chun-Li? This is why Ms. Pac-Man actually left me. It's because I wouldn't stop talking about Chun-Li's thighs. I just couldn't stop myself. It was too important a topic. It was something I valued too greatly. The Chun-Li, like she's a definitive noun. Victor from Darkstalkers, who was made exactly like Chun-Li, because the designer likes big butts on men. That rips, that's awesome. That reminds me of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik design, where, that Dubus video is great, where they said something like they put a lot of emphasis on his ass. They thought of him as animation's sexiest fat man. Big butts on men reminds Johnny of Sonic. Listen! Have you seen Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik's ass? You would agree with me. You would think I'm justified. I would be vindicated. Would you go back to Ms. Pac-Man if she had Chun-Li's legs? I mean... Ms. Pac-Man already is traditionally given... I don't want to say nice legs, because I don't know, Ms. Pac-Man's, like, more humanoid, weirdly sexual artwork is not something I love. But that is, like, a thing with her. No, you're right, my friend sent me a sultry Valentine of him. Yeah, because he's a sexy, sexy man. Yeah, her legs are a lot thinner than Chun-Li's, that is true. But if Ms. Pac-Man could fucking crush my head like Sparrow's egg between thighs, would I like her more? I don't know. It might make me kind of uncomfortable, actually. It'd be weird. What, like, would every other aspect of her be the same? I don't think I'd like that. I think that would make me rather uncomfortable. You know what? Let's see an artistic rendition. Maybe you can still convince me. Hope is not lost. But it is for this life. I'm not gonna probably make it. Oh, I made it. Yeah, it'd fuck her proportions, I think. Yeah, you'd have to, like, do a whole humanoid rendition of Ms. Pac-Man, and at that point, we're asking a different question. They even had scene transitions with a silhouette of Robotnik's ass. That's awesome. The irony with the various Ms. Pac-Man interpretations is I like the Japanese lipstickless version the best. Oh, me too, Ryan, easily. That's far and away my favorite one. There are other versions that are, like, sort of in between that and her usual design that I think are really good, too, but, like, the ones of her where it's just like, oh, yeah, she's... I don't want to say basically Pac-Man with a bow, because if anything, she has a little bit more facial diversity than some anime characters I know. because her eyes are a different shape, and she has lashes, and she's got, you know, all the other stuff, but, no, the ones without lipstick, like, the one stock image of her, like, eating the ice cream cone is maybe my favorite piece of art of the character ever. She does have a beauty mark. I like the beauty mark fine. I think the beauty mark might be missing in that artwork, though. What happened? Oh, fuck, did I break the game? Well, chat, I think that might actually be about time for me anyway. So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh my god. I'm gonna go ahead and post the stream schedule for the next part of well, I guess for the first part of June, to Blue Sky and to I broke your toy, I'm sorry. It was my toy. I'm gonna post that stream schedule to Blue Sky and to the Discord server for the first part of June, but suffice it to say, the next two streams are what you would imagine. It's going to be the Bomberman Quest, probably the final Bomberman Quest stream on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday we'll do Danganronpa, but that's gonna go short, so we're gonna do Scrandle after that. Also on Wednesday, I forget what Scrandle is. It's the thrilling daily web game of food comparison. So we're gonna play Scrandle after Danganronpa. So if you just want to see that, you might want to tune in like an hour or two late on Wednesday. And then we're gonna be in a beautiful, wonderful era of transition. Well, I mean, most of the people on stream probably aren't. They're gonna stay the same, but the stream will be. No, I think we have one left after that Demi, and that one's gonna go long, actually. I think it's gonna be that the last trial is gonna be like 6 fucking hours. But Bomberman Quest is probably gonna be done, and then we're gonna do some fun stuff. I'm just gonna post it without comment. I'm gonna pin it. I'm gonna show you, actually, chat. I'll show you what the plans are for our immediate future here. Like I said, there is the one solo stream coming up. That's the 15th. Oh, I will say, this is in 2 weeks, so don't worry about it immediately, but on Sunday the 14th, we're going to do a server watch party, mostly of old YouTube videos. I need to make a Google form for that so people can submit their old YouTube videos. But stay tuned for that. If you'd like to be a part of that, make sure you're on the server. I created an event for it, so hop on that. Set yourself a reminder for the event. Danganronpa's writing is so concise. Oh, it sure is. Oh no, part 2. The PS1 is sitting up there, but I don't have it hooked up. You should, Egypt Tank. I want to submit like a 30-minute creepypasta reading of Happy Appy done by Speakonia. But yeah, we're done at a pretty reasonable hour tonight. I'm gonna see exactly who's here. Oh, it looks like Zari is doing karaoke. Okay, chat. 3 options for raid. Not that I like putting you on the spot, but we have Zari doing karaoke. We have Mar doing bad games, but every tip randomly switches the game. And we have my friend Helix13, who is doing PB attempts for speedrunning in Super Monkey Ball 2. What are we thinking? I'll give you like a minute, and if you don't say anything, I'm just gonna shunt you off to one of them. Hell yeah, Anna. You have a good night. I mean, everyone have a good night, but... Repeat. Helix13 is a 2009 name for the right reasons, it's true. I'm gonna raid her, because I haven't gotten the chance to raid her before, and I raid Zari and Mar quite often. So y'all have a good night. Say hi to her for me. And I will see you on Tuesday for more Bomberman Quest. Peace out.
Setup. Excuse me. I set up my input display for the first time in probably like a couple years. Johnny with the immediate raid. That's wild. I've only been live for 5 minutes. Wow. Hey Johnny, Monkey Ball. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Yeah, incredible timing. I was saying I set up my input display for the first time in like at least a year, probably like 2. The first time since I moved, for sure. That's definitely the first time in over a year. Obviously, it's kind of when I'm in practice mode. When I'm using the practice mod, I should say it's kind of redundant because there's the input display on screen. But when I'm actually doing runs, it'll matter a lot more. It also has the A button, B button, and the start button. And then that bar at the top is the R button, because that is now used for menuing. Before this, it was not used for menuing, so that is there now as well. I believe those are the only buttons I use during actual story mode runs. I don't think I use any other buttons. So there you have it. Interestingly, pressing L doesn't help with menuing. It's only R.